So behavior is officially fixing Dead by Daylight. As far as we know, Boon Circle of Healing is being nerfed from 75% faster healing speed to 50% healing speed, basically making it so that M1 killers are a lot more viable. You can actually play people like Clown more, Pig, Doctor, Legion, Ghostface. You can play them a whole lot more when Boot Circle of Healing isn't as strong as it is. There's a new feature to make Hemorrhage stronger. Whenever a survivor is not healing, healing regresses at 7% healing speed per second. So if you interrupt someone going to a Boon Totem and healing, they regress at 7% per second during a chase while they're just standing still. This will be huge for M1 killers. And this might be the rise of a new meta with Sloppy Butcher, which applies the hemorrhage effect. I see this being as a way to make more M1 killers viable, especially with these two changes in particular. Ghostface is getting a rework where his mark duration lasts up to 60 seconds instead of 45 seconds, basically giving him a longer window to stab the exposed survivor, and mark survivors can no longer expose him anymore. So if he wants to fully mark someone and then mark someone else, he can do that. He can go from person to person to person, and he can now mark more aggressively. Ghostface is chasing a survivor, completely marks them, bam, he doesn't need to actually go for the down. He could mark someone else if he sees another easy prey. And not only that, Ghostface is getting an add-on that makes it so that he gains 10% movement speed for 5 seconds after marking a survivor, basically like a sprint burst or a windstorm, so that Ghostface isn't really blocked by early pallet droppers and people just dropping pallets really fast to never get hit. This speed boost helps Ghostface catch up for the distance that he has missed when he's stalking a survivor. Ghostface is also getting another reworked item, which is Olsen's Wallet. Whenever you break a pallet or a wall, you instantly regain Night Shroud. This will make it so that people who drop pallets really early and make it so that they never get hit, Ghostface will easily be able to recover by getting his Night Shroud back really fast. There's a bunch of more add-ons that have been reworked for Ghostface. It's insane. It might actually be more viable, and we might be seeing more Ghostfaces being played in the future. There's also been a Legion update. When Legion is moving in a frenzy, he moves at 5.2 meters per second. Now when a Legion frenzies and hits a survivor, he gains 0.2 meters per second in speed. First survivor, 5.4, 5.6, 5.8, up to 6.0. If he hits 4 survivors, he moves at 6.0 meters per second. But the HPR added something to Legion. If the Legion hits another person right after the 4th hit, he actually gets a down. He has more lethality when his chaining hits. So basically, the more skilled you are at Legion and chaining hits, the better off you'll be. You get rewarded for skilled play. And it makes it so that Legion doesn't really get countered by people who constantly want to hump a Boon Totem healing over and over and over again. Legion actually has a means to get downs without having to leave their frenzy and being forced to eat a stun. Legion also has a lower post-feral fatigue duration. It used to be 4 seconds, now it's 3 seconds. This is just like the Ghostface change. The Legion, during chase, he needs to catch up to the survivor to get the down with an M1. And by lowering it to 3 seconds, that is huge. The 1 second can be the difference between a survivor making a vault or not making a vault. They've also changed it so that Feral Frenzy's recharge starts as soon as the Feral Frenzy ends, not after the fatigue. Legion becomes less of a killer that feels like molasses. Legion feels more like a killer where you stab, go, constantly chasing people over and over again, constant action. The Legion will be a more proactive killer, especially against Boon Totems now, since their lethality has been increased with their frenzy, and their fatigue duration has been lowered. To balance everything all together, they've also reworked a lot of Legion's add-ons as well. We don't particularly know what those changes are. I can assume that they're very promising with the changes that we have coming up. Legion also has new music. If you use certain mixtapes, it actually plays different themes based on the add-ons that you're using. Haddonfield's also getting an update. They're getting not only a graphical rework, but a rework to the buildings itself. If you take a very close look at these buildings, they're completely different from the buildings that we see in Baden Preschool and Old Haddonfield. A lot of the quote-unquote god houses have been reworked so that they cannot be overly abused over and over again, forcing survivors to utilize more of the map rather than just going in the building over and over and over and over and over again. It's huge. And most importantly, BHVR is contemplating changing their matchmaking system. They're doing tests that take place throughout March 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, April 4th, and April 7th. If you guys would like to partake in these tests, behavior will be changing one thing for each of these days. They're not really telling the community what they're changing, but at least they're contemplating making matchmaking a little bit more fun for the people that don't enjoy the current matchmaking experience. They've been collecting feedback on their official forums, which you guys can partake in as well. And as someone who's been playing in the new matchmaking system ever since September 2021, I can tell you, this is probably the most important change that we need right now. Because in March 2022, All the killers are camping, all the killers are tunneling, all the survivors I'm facing all have quad medkits, quad toolboxes, all boon circle of healing. It is very, very hard. The current meta is very, very difficult, just from my own experience, and I genuinely think that changing a matchmaking to make it so that it's more fun for more people to play is very important at the current time. I know I posted this on April 1st, but this isn't a dream. All this is happening. I'm looking forward to see what else behavior is going to change, and I'm hoping the hit and run meta is coming back. Thank you guys for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed this video.